So I was on the floor, literally doubled over, and I was just weeping. I was so bereft, so just heartbroken. My heart felt like it had been shattered into a million pieces. The person that I thought I was going to marry, who I thought was the love of my life at that time, broke up with me seemingly out of the blue. I had a really hard time piecing how this could all make sense. Why were we breaking up? I didn't know. I didn't understand her logic. All I knew is the person that I thought I could be with for the rest of my life didn't want me back, and my heart was shattered. What you might not realize is that if you've gone through something like this, where your heart's been broken, or someone betrayed you, felt like it came out of the blue, or agreements were broken, or you're just heartbroken because of a particular situation, what ends up happening is our subconscious mind can build a protection mode that after we're done healing, after we feel like we've done the learning and the work, and now we're ready to move forward in love, it can be subversive in how it actually repels love from our lives and keeps us from attracting the relationship that we want. But when you understand what the mechanism is doing, and better yet, you understand how to heal it and transform it so that you can actually move forward in your love life, everything changes. Your heart opens in ways that you hadn't felt in years, and you actually attract something amazing into your life. And so what is that subconscious mechanism? How does it work? What's going on? Because ultimately, it all comes down to trust. Your body, your heart, your subconscious mind is asking, can I trust you to keep me safe? Can I trust you as the pilot of this plane, as the captain of the ship steering you in your love life? Can I trust you to make decisions and to pick a partner and to see red flags and ultimately to do what's required to keep me safe? And if it doesn't trust you, based on past experiences, then what it will do is it will kick into this subconscious mechanism that is very, very interesting. Either we don't have the desire to date at all, we don't have the desire to partner, and we go into my life is good just the way it is mode. Look, I got a great career, I got great friends, I got a great home, I've got a lot of freedom. Why do I need a partner to screw all of this up? I should just be grateful for what I have. But deep down, when you watch that romantic comedy, there's that twinge of longing, like, God, man, I would love that. Or you see a couple on vacation and, he's rubbing sunscreen or sun lotion all over her back, or they're having this great dinner, and you're looking at that, you're like, I would love a partner in my life. There's that part of you that still would love love. That's a signal that you're not in alignment with what you really want, but ultimately we're just making excuses because there's a part of us that is scared of actually opening up again. Here's the other signal that our subconscious mind is in opposition to what we really want. This is the part of us that we actually do want love. We say we want love, and we'll even go online, or we'll meet people, or say we're open to finding that special person. We are never attracted to the person who likes us. Like the interest we're getting back, we're like, they're like okay, but they're not like my person. I want that fire, electricity, lightning bolt. I want all that energy. And then the people we do feel that for, they're always taken, or they don't like us back. Now notice this, that is a very convenient circumstance that our heart actually creates to keeping us safe. So what it does is anyone that there's a real potential to actually partnering up with, it dials down our attraction for them so that we actually don't have the interest to getting in that relationship, because ultimately we're scared of being in a relationship where we could get rejected, betrayed, hurt, and devastated again. And then it only allows us to feel that attraction for people who there is no risk because they're already taken, or ultimately they're emotionally unavailable and they're not the person that we would choose long-term anyway. All of these scenarios are doing one thing, and that is keeping us safe because our subconscious mind doesn't trust us again. How do you get yourself into full alignment, mind, body, and spirit, so that you can not only move forward in your love life, but the spirit, the universe begins to organize and orchestrate, and all the synchronicities line up so that you can meet your person? Because when that happens, it's an amazing experience. There are 3 things that I've learned that I've done for myself that worked like magic. I've coached and literally helped thousands of women around the world over the last 16 years in coaching them, giving them this formula. So I want to share it with you in hopes that it helps you get whatever fear or whatever resistance there is subconsciously to finding love again, really giving yourself a chance again, to allowing you to get that into alignment with what it is that you ultimately want, which is that beautiful, healthy, deep, connected partnership. So there are 3 really powerful parts to this. The first one is to own your part of the past. What that means is whatever part that we played in co-creating the circumstance that we had, even if it was 1% out of the 100%, whatever part it is, we've got to own that part, because what that does is that moves us out of victim mode where life is happening to us and it's this other person's fault and we were completely innocent and it all happened to us. That's a victim mentality, which ultimately disempowers us. We have no co-creative capacity when we're coming from victim. But what part did I play in this circumstance? Where, you know what? I chose this person. I saw some yellow flags that I just ignored because I really liked them and I thought it would all smooth out. You know what? I didn't speak up when this agreement was broken, or when this thing just felt off, or when my intuition was zinging in a particular way. I didn't speak up in those moments. In my circumstance where I am devastated, thinking this was the love of my life, what I didn't realize is that I ultimately chose a person who had a very shaky relationship with her word. There were all kinds of broken agreements and then big excuses or big dramatic stories as to why that agreement was broken. And because I loved her so much, I thought that what love meant was just giving compassion, giving understanding, and making it all okay because she believes it and this is her story, versus saying, actually, what real love is, it's in loving yourself and loving the other person, honoring their needs, but also honoring your own needs together, and having the vulnerability and the courage and the connection to say, hey, this feels out of alignment with me. Let's create a new agreement so that we can move forward. And so when you own your own space, what happens is your subconscious mind, every cell in your being, begins to feel more confident in their ability to co-create a different circumstance. Number 2 is to own your growth. And what this means is making a very clear delineation in your own self-image that you are not the version you were when you went through that circumstance. See, our subconscious mind is always afraid that, if I get into another relationship, I'm going to re-experience that same past. Well, by spiritual law, you cannot re-experience that exact same past because you aren't that exact same person. You've grown, you've learned, you've become more resilient, you are stronger, you're more capable than you've been in the past. And so is to own that, own the growth, own the learning. Sometimes what you can do to support this process is do it journaling. Everything I've learned and every way I've grown since that past circumstance, and write that down. Let yourself see it. It's such a healing, a beautiful process when you actually go through the experience of writing it down and showing to yourself, wow, yeah, this is all the ways that I've grown. I am different. Doesn't mean I might not experience pain in relationships again. That's part of the relationship journey. There's going to be disappointments. There's going to be broken agreements, but you don't have to be betrayed, blindsided, abused, whatever it was that happened in the past. You don't have to go through that same experience again because of how you're going to navigate moving forward. And this brings us to the 3rd step, and that is to own your voice. What this means is almost always when we look back at these past relationships, there was something that we didn't say, something we saw, some yellow flag, it might have been a red flag, or sometimes it's just a subtle, something's off, like this potential red flag. We call those yellow flags, right? You see that and we decide not to say anything because we don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to push them away. We don't want to seem overthinking or needy or any of that stuff. So we're like, let's just be cool about this and see if this fixes itself. Or it could be a broken agreement that we don't say anything about, or a need that we have that we don't speak up, or a way that we compromise our own standard and boundary where we really overgive, thinking that, well, eventually they'll invest back and give into this relationship, and then they don't, and we feel disappointed, let down, and hurt. So own your voice is a commitment that you make to yourself for a way of being in the relationship, because that's what your subconscious mind, your heart, your whole body is asking for is, will you protect me? Will you speak up when you see a red flag? Will you go direct when there's a broken agreement? Will you protect me and help me stay safe in a future relationship? And so it's to make a commitment to yourself that says, yes, I am going to speak up early and often. Now, there's a belief foundation that can help you do this. And the belief is it is really hard to screw up the right thing. In other words, what's the reason we don't speak up early and often? We don't speak up because of fear. We're scared that they're going to leave us. We're scared that we're going to scare them off. We're going to scare that we're going to ruin something really, really great. It is hard to screw up the right thing. So when you make a commitment to yourself that says, no, I'm going to speak up early and often. Now, you want to do it in a healthy, secure, grounded, high value way. If you want to know exact ways to have these conversations that allow you to stick to your standards and your boundaries, there's amazing scripts in here called, in this book, Cracking the Man Code. If you haven't grabbed your copy yet, I hope you get a copy. The reviews coming back are amazing. So I wrote this for you. I hope you get it. Allow it to empower you in your love life. When you have this conversation with him, two things are going to happen. Number one, your own subconscious mind is going to feel safe knowing that you've got your own back. Your own self-esteem rises up. The second thing that happens is you're going to get a really clear view into who this guy is and his capacity for meeting you where you are, his capacity for having what we call uncomfortable conversations, his capacity for compassion, understanding, and communication. And if he gets defensive, deflective, diminishing, all of those things, then you know real quick, oh, this isn't my guy. I want a man who can actually have a grounded, mature conversation when there's a broken agreement, or when I'm in fear, or when he's in fear. I want us to be able to come together and talk about those things. And so it actually gives you a very clear picture early who's your person and who's not your person. And then as you own your voice, you can decide to yourself to say, I'm going to send the person who's not my person packing to make room for my person. So this woman that I had the privilege of coaching was sharing with me this exact process recently for her, and how she had had her heart broken and tried to find love again and was not having a lot of luck, and then stepped into this process and something amazing happened for her. And it was like the doorway on her heart opened up because her heart felt safe enough to trust enough again. And when you're trusting enough again, because you know you're going to keep yourself safe inside your standards and boundaries, her feelings of attraction for people just skyrocketed. Her interest levels skyrocketed for the individuals who actually were interested back. And she got on the phone. She was like, Matt, I have been trying to date for years with no luck. I'm dating 3 guys now. They are all great. Like, I'm having to decide between these 3 great guys, and I'm having the time of my life. And my heart just feels so free and so open. It's like this renewed lease on love. And I'm so grateful for this process. My encouragement to you is, if you've been feeling stuck because deep down you know that there's a part of you that's afraid of getting hurt again, the key to this is to trust yourself in love. Own your part of the past, own your growth, and own your voice, and allow that healing process to help yourself trust yourself again so you can make room for your right person in your life. So I appreciate you. Here's to your amazing love life. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.